Howdy ROs, this is David. I am doing a quick tutorial on how to use Connie, Contact Organizer, or the RC tool, to both create your call lists and to record your notes on your calls for our very exciting host recruitment for the American Dream House meetings. So the one-stop shop for all of the stuff I'm going to tell you is this groovy host recruitment guide page we have, and here's the URL up at the top of the screen. moveon.org/team/campaigns/dreammeeting/host.html. It's a mouthful, so you definitely want to bookmark that. And I'm not going to go through the whole guide because it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to talk to you today just briefly about these two steps here, creating your call list and recording your notes. For making the calls, there's a great call script you can use right here. The follow-up email, there's also a nice sample follow-up email at the bottom, so I'm not going to get into that. So let's just do the creating your call list part. So to do that, you're going to go to Contact Organizer, and there's a nice link right here. And you open it up, and here it is. And I'm sure most of you are familiar with this great tool, very useful for finding members, and we're going to use it for the host recruitment. You need to identify where you want to be calling into, so pick a congressional district. I'm going to go ahead and pick New York 13. You want to usually check off only members I can call, since we are, of course, phone banking. And then mainly you're going to use these activity level criteria to narrow your list down. You can pick people who have either hosted or attended some of our recent events, like the Tax Day event, or another one I think that's a good bet for this event is the other 98% Potlucks for Progress back in November, because it's a very similar event. So folks that hosted those might be good candidates to host this. You can talk to your field organizer about other useful criteria for how to narrow your list. I am going to pick people who have hosted multiple events in this district. And so once you've picked your criteria, you want to just click here, search, and ba-boom, here are the people within that district that fit that criteria. So what you're going to do is just go person by person. You're going to click on their names, and then after you've called them, you can record your results. So I'm just going to skip down to this person here, which happens to be me. And here is what you will see when you click there. You have the person's name and phone number down here. You have events they've hosted and or attended in the past, which is very handy to reference when you're talking to them. So you talk to this person, go through your script. In the end, they commit to hosting or they don't. You're going to want to record what happened down here in the notes section. So let's say that I said no. You would put no. You'd put your initials, and you put the date, and you'd put the thing that we are currently doing, which is AD Host Recruit, American Dream Host Recruit. And then you're going to want to click down here, Update Record. And then you can move on to the next person. Now let's say that I didn't say no, because really it's very likely that I wouldn't say no, right? I might have said maybe. You can put that there as well. You might have found that my phone was disconnected. You can put DISC for disconnected. You might have not reached me, and you would probably get a fair number of people who aren't home. You can put CB for callback. Now let's say that I said yes. Well, we have a special code for that, which is ADHR, American Dream Host Recruited. So that's what you'd put there. Now, in addition to this bare bones stuff, and just to be clear, the date and your initials and the AD Host Recruit, that's going to be on every single reference record that you make. Every person that you call, you're going to want to put your date and the AD Host Recruit. The only thing you're going to be varying is what their responses were there at the beginning. And then you probably want to put a few notes here just to remind you next time you speak to this person, or for anybody else who's going to call them, anything in particular that stood out in the conversation. So maybe I'm very eager to reach out to local unions to participate, or have a huge living room. Anything that would be handy to reference for later, you can put in here as well. And don't forget, anytime you make any notations, you always got to click on the update record. Well, that is it. Thanks very much for tuning in, and happy calling.